Welcome to the Pixl Marketing Show, the podcast for real estate media pros who want to go from random acts of marketing to remarkable results. I'm your host, Pete Stagl, founder of PixlCRM and creator of the Pixl Marketing Method. And every week, we're diving into the systems, strategies, and real stories that help you attract better clients, retain them longer, and grow a real business. Let's get into it. Happy New Year, and welcome back to the podcast. In this episode, I wanted to cover a couple of the things that you need to be working on now in this slower season so you can set yourself up for success, as well as go over a couple of the episodes that we're going to be following up this episode with to get you launched and ready to go. So, we recently did a Pixl Accelerator course. It was a 5-day live training that we did, going over the things that you need to do to when you first get started with PixlCRM. And when I did that, it occurred to me that a lot of these things you can do yourself, whether you're using PixlCRM or you're just trying to duct tape your tools together by yourself. And the reason I wanted to go over this now is that this is the perfect time in most of the US, for all of our US-based clients, to be working on this site, especially after the snowstorms and all the ice storms and all of the things that are going on right now. This is typically a slower period for most of the U.S. markets. Some of the other countries that maybe flip and be different, but most of our clients are in the U.S. and Canada. And obviously Canada, you guys have a lot more snow than most of the country. Anyway, so the January, February, most of the country starts picking back up in March, April, and then going forward into busy season from there. And so this is the perfect time to work on your business when you're not having to work in your business on a day-to-day basis doing shoots and edits and customer service stuff. So over the next 5 episodes, I'm actually going to break down several of those pieces from our Pixl Accelerator. And so we're going to go through the brand playbook and how to define your customer avatar and what makes you different, and making sure that you're going through and starting the year right with a clear understanding of who you're targeting and what value you're bringing. Because it's not necessarily about being the lowest price. It's not about being the best quality. It's about knowing who you're serving and providing a solution to their problems. So that'll be the next episode. The one after that will be irresistible offers. I've done several episodes on this, and we've done a lot of training on crafting irresistible offers. And this really is the next step. Once you understand who you're targeting with your business and what you want to be providing them, you have to put together a offer for them. Preferably several offers, having a transitional offer and an introductory offer, and then ultimately going into promo offers at some point as well. But if you don't have a irresistible offer, you can't go in front of somebody and then try to get them to do business with you. You can't just say, "Hey, we do real estate media. Would you like to book a shoot?" That's not irresistible. That's not enticing enough to get your target market to react and book a shoot and take the next action. Follow your call to action with that. Then we'll follow it up with the lead gen engine. And I know I've talked about this before too, is getting your offer in front of your target audience. And so showing up where they are. We have our process built out in PixlCRM called the Omni Outreach Method, which you can hack together yourself. And if you're not a PixlCRM user, all it ultimately is messaging and following them on social media, doing it a 3 email sequence, and then we do a voicemail drop to avoid the cold calling aspect of things, but you could then call them as well. And so, getting in front of them with an offer that they can raise their hand and say, "I like what you have to say, tell me more." And so that, that's how we like to get in front of people. It's very hard to get in front of somebody with a buy now offer as a cold lead when your business is based on whether they have a listing or not. And so it's way easier to get a transitional offer where you don't have to provide any actual service you don't have to go out to a property. You don't have to go record video or capture images or what have you. You can provide it right away and start getting them into a nurture sequence to get them to then see your introductory offer and take you up when they have that listing and they're ready to do that. Because when you call somebody cold and try to get them to book a shoot with you, you have to catch them when they have a listing and when they're pissed off at their current real estate media provider. And so what we solve with a transitional offer is they don't have to have a listing. And they could be in love with their media provider, and that's fine. But once you nurture them along and you become top of mind and you show them how you do business, they're much more likely to give you a shot at that next listing rather than going with their current provider. When you start showing the amount of value that you bring to the table as opposed to what they're getting currently. So then we're going to go beyond the lead gen engine into the feedback and reviews. Again, this is another one of those quick wins, easy things to set up inside of PixlCRM. Doing a feedback request after every shoot, setting up the review process so that you're asking for reviews in a somewhat aggressive manner in a very short period of time. We don't recommend asking for a review after every shoot. That's what the feedback process is for. The reviews, consolidate it all into one time frame. If they leave a review, great. If not, you don't bother them again for another set period of time. And we have all that built out in PixlCRM ready for you to go. You just need to adjust a few things and turn it on. And so that's the next one there. And then the final one is our reactivation campaign. And we're coming into the perfect season to start running the reactivation campaign. In the slow period, you want to kind of hold off on that because everybody's a little slow. You don't need to be reminding them that they're slow and that you haven't seen them in a while. But as we start ramping up into the busy season, which is right about the same time that episode will drop, it's a perfect time to start doing the reactivation campaign. And what that is, it's a matter of calling out that you notice that you haven't seen them in a while and giving them an offer to come back. This actually comes back to, and I think I talk about it in the training on that day too, is that I'm a big student of Dan Kennedy. He's considered the godfather of direct response marketing. And what direct response marketing is you have an offer and you want them to take that offer. You're not just branding yourself out there, marketing it that way. You're not Coca-Cola. You're not McDonald's. You're not those big corporations that just, by having their name out there are getting business. And you don't have the money or the authority to be able to do that. So the best option for marketing is direct response, where you put an offer out there, they can't do anything else other than take you up on that one offer in that particular marketing medium. And that was his big thing. And it is all about local businesses and whatnot. He was before the internet was around and whatnot. But I study him and I study a lot of his stuff he does. And a lot of it is just, it's psychological tactics. A lot of it is proven strategies and systems that we then take and then apply to real estate media and to more internet-based online experiences that you can do now. But what he found is that he looked at the debt collection industry. And the debt collectors were using this 3-step letter campaign. And what it was or what he thought is that if they can get money from people who don't have money, which is why they're debt collectors, by using this process, we should absolutely be able to get money from people and sales from people who do have money. And so he applied it to businesses, and it's worked really well. And so we've taken that and adapted it for real estate media. And it's a 3-step email campaign that goes out, that calls out that fact that they haven't done business with you in a while, that you notice this, you give them an offer to come back. And then we call out in the second email the fact that we sent them an email already, haven't seen them yet, and reiterating the offer, and the same thing with the third one. And so it's psychological tactics and strategies that get people to bite and to take you up on the offer. And then ultimately, once they do that, they come back into your ecosystem, and you onboard them appropriately, and you start showing the value that you should have been doing right along with your first impressions framework and your client connection roadmap and all of the additional things that you are going to be implementing since you've been listening to this podcast. And if you're a subscriber of PixlCRM, the tools that you have available inside of the system. So that's what we're going to go over the next 5 episodes. I actually think we have an interview that might be in the middle of that too. So, but we've got a lot of cool content planned for this year and coming up. And if you have any suggestions on content or questions that you want answered or what have you, feel free to reach out. You can just shoot us an email at hello@pixlcrm.com, pixlcrm.com, or join our group. We have the Real Estate Media Pros group mostly for our user base, but we talk about Pixl Marketing Method quite a bit in there, as well as PixlCRM. So always happy to talk to you guys. So feel free to reach out, and maybe we can get you on the podcast or get at least your question answered here on the podcast. So that's it for today, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening to the Pixl Marketing Show. If you're ready to go from random acts of marketing to remarkable results, grab your free copy of the Pixl Marketing Method at pixlmarketingmethodbook.com. If this episode helped you, share it with another real estate media business owner. Make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Until next time.